So good morning once again, everyone. So today we will try to cover
Good morning, sir.
uh, remaining part of group technology. So let's move to the yesterday talk. So last time we have seen what are the benefits we get, and we also saw various benefits in design, production planning, control, layout, tooling, equipment. These are the benefits we get all these in various department: quality control, human resources, and others. So there are some limitation of group technology, and what is main limitation? First one is this one: cost of implementation. It is very high. Second thing is rearranging and reorganizing of machine is difficult and time consuming. If you remember clearly that in line of process layout, machines were arranged first in this way in the sequence of the processing operation, and then what we did the one system. Here we make them in.
Sir, screen is not visible, sir.
Oh, thank you for informing. So last time what we saw that in process layout machines were like this, and the product have to follow this path. Then what we did, we based on the product, we set up the machine in this way, and after setting machines in this way in a group, for example, one machine may require only three machining operations, or one part of product may require only three machining operations. So three machines will be located here. Another part may require five machining operations. So five machines will be located here. So we are grouping the machine and based on the product requirement, processing operations. So what we get, we were able to manufacture or produce numbers of parts simultaneously. Obviously, there would be part varieties, and again we talked about part family. So this machine can be for similar kind of part family A. This can be for part family B. Again, we saw about how to what is the part family. Then next here is the large number of group technology codes. There are various numbers of various no, huge numbers of group technology codes. We will see as the part increases, part varieties increases. Obviously, when the part variety increases, you will have the more code for each part, and then over the years you will have the huge number of parts, and that will lead some confusion. And it may not be suitable when very wide varieties of obviously very wide varieties. So one part is completely different from other part, and then there is no concept of part families and no concept or very little effect of part family, so obviously it is not suitable. So what are the various types of group technology? There are three types of group technology, and how what we are going to do in group technology, we are going to classify the parts or code the parts in families, part families. Okay, so there are three methods to for the coding purpose or classification of the part into family. So first one is visual inspection. So this one is very simple. and list expensive, and it involves the classification of parts into families by looking at the either see this physical parts if you have, otherwise you have the photographs. Then observing the photographs you can classify the parts, and this method is generally considered to be least accurate of the three. So this one is least accurate because uh, we are not only we classify the parts based on only their look, outer look. There is no talk about the internal features or shapes. So second one is production flow analysis, and it is a method of identifying parts families and associated machine tools, grouping by analyzing the root seed. So what is this again? uh, you will list part that it has to go on this machine, say milling, or say before milling, say shaping, shape shaper machine, then milling machine, then grooving machine, then drilling machine. These are the sequence and you have to follow. So if you are listing a part A, and then you say, for example, you are naming it, so this one is going on this machine, so you will mark 111 on this, and same you will prepare a table based on the machine and parts, and you will fill the table. We will see it in coming slides. So what we are doing here, we are analyzing the root seed. Root seed is in what are the various process that a product has to go for final production, now final product. So it has to go shaper, milling machine, grinding machine, drilling machine, sorry, it grooving machine, not grinding, grooving machine. So these are the route this part needs to follow. Then disadvantage of production flow is that it accepts the validity of existing root seed with no consideration given to the whether this product transfer. Actually what we are doing, we are classifying the parts in part family. So once you have already done for part A, and then next part is come, so you will only analyze the root seed. Okay, so you are not focusing about validity of uh, for a new part, say part it was for part A and new part comes B. So you can directly take part B, but you from the root seed, and then you will not consider whether these process plans are logical or consistent. It means without any logic, if you follow the part family, you will take it directly as a this root seed. But you should think about it is logical because this, although family may be the same, but part may be the different. Obviously, it would be different. So there should be a logical balance, and here in this production flow analysis we don't consider it because only we analyze this one, root C. Next, third one is part classification and coding. So this one is time consuming, most time consuming and complicated of all the three methods. However, it is most frequently applied method is generally recognized to be most powerful of the three. This one is most powerful, although it is time consuming and a bit complex. So obviously there would be some advantage of this part coding. That's why it is preferred over other two. So before going detail, first we need to understand what is attributes. So when I say attributes, it mean it means quality or characteristic of a person, place, or things. So mainly we are considered about the things here as we are dealing with the physical parts. So product attributes are what makes it distinct from other products. So why we are talking about part family here? Sorry, attributes, because we uh, we need to classify the parts, and to classify the parts we need to understand their attributes, and that's why we are studying here that how the part one part is different from other part. In common sense, you can also characteristic, you can also call it. Then attributes includes like size, color, flavor, package type, and other features that are relevant to the category. Then from a consumer perspective, these attributes are what determines the consideration set and influence of the ultimate purchase decision. So it can vary from person to person. So if you have some perspective for your product, so you will look only for those attributes. Like you can look for the color, you can look for the lightweight or smaller size, or you can also look for the multi-purpose use. These kind of these are the attributes. And then again you have the manufacturers use attributes to help define their product competitive set. So obviously manufacturer also use these attributes to make their product competitive. They market it in that way that this product gives, like for example, a automobile company may classify its new product as a mileage giving very good mileage or high power, like this. These are the attributes. So they use it for their advantage in the market capture. Then let's move with the part classification and coding. So let me check. Yes. So here what we have, we group the grouping parts into families involve the examination of individual design and our manufacturing attributes of each part. Okay, so we will examine each part carefully and then we will start coding. The attributes of the parts uniquely identify by means of a code number. We will give the code number. This classification and coding may be carried out on the entire list of active parts of the firm, or a sampling process may be used to establish the part families. Oh, see, this is talking about this coding can be done on a limited part, or say you can sampling process, or to entire form, entire list of active parts of the firm. But it is more useful when we are able to code the entire firm active parts. For example, part produced in a shop during a certain given time period could be examined to identify part families category. So like this one we have seen in the news that it happens with automobile industry that generally they recall, suppose for example there is a issue in airbag, for example, yeah, say I am not naming any automobile company because all are having some issue, almost barring special cases. So you say an automobile company is producing a particular type of vehicle A, and then there is a issue with the airbag. So what they do, they don't call that to sort out this issue, because obviously airbag is an important feature, and if it is not open during collision, that means there is a no use of, and then obviously property and personal life lost will happen. So for that, for safety purpose, what they do, if they found one or two or three, uh, 1 or 2% defects in their uh, vehicle, so what they will do, they will recall it. That means how they will recall, they will not go directly one by one that you come bring your vehicle. What they simply do, they go for they will find which type of vehicle having first this issue, then they will find in which duration it was produced. So for example, say they can look their record, and they find that it is in the month of October to December. Those vehicles produced during this month October to December 2020, say, are having this issue. So they simply recall all the vehicles that is or that were produced in October to December. So that's the special case, and here's the same way the coding is done, because October to December it will have the different coding than rest of the month. That's why. So this talk about shop during a certain given time period. Part produced in the shop during a certain given time period could be examined and identify part family category. So we can quickly identify and we can recall it. Then again, there are various part classification and coding system have been developed throughout the world, and commercially available packages are also there. None of they are universally adopted. And coding system based on custom product to product and company to company. So every company can customize based on their requirement. It is not fixed that you have to follow this one. It can differ from one company to another and one product to another. So identify part families. Wait. So when we go for the identified part families, what we look actually, we look for the part configuration in design attributes. It is either round or prismatic. Round, it means like this, or like this. Prismatic, like this. Prismatic. A prism has two parallel faces, and then there are it is side faces. So two parallel face, it will have one face here and another have at the here. So these are two parallel faces, and then you can join it with the help of side faces. This one is side face, and this one is also side face, and there are back side, this side one side face, and this side one side face. So four side faces, one top face, one bottom face, so total 6 face. So this is the example of prism. Two parallel faces is primary requirement. Next, dimension envelope, length to dimension ratio, we need to check it. That is a dimension envelope. That means for this, what is the length, what is the this one width. Same we can also look for this one. What is the you can height, and then we also can look length length, this one, along this length. Wait a minute. This length you can consider it. So dimensional envelope it is. Then surface integrity, like surface roughness, dimensional tolerances, material type, raw material state like casting, forging, bar stock. Let's see, we these are the attributes we need to consider during coding. So in manufacturing, what we do, oh, manufacturing feature includes operations and operation sequence, like what are the various operation sequence: turning, milling, drilling, reaming, shaping. Then batch size, it is 500 or 150 or 200, like this. Machine tools, what are the machine tools we are using? Specialized, a single or multi-tool. Cutting tools, what type of cutting tools we are using. These are the attributes we coded in the manufacturing features. Then work holding devices, especially if fixes are required, and also we can include processing time. That based on, obviously part will have some processing time. So from entering in the manufacturing department and then finish as a final product. So it will have some time. So processing time. So we have the forming part families. It is classification of coding. No, sorry. Coding, we use a processor assigning symbols to the parts, where the symbol represents design attributes, parts, manufacturing features, or part, or both. So when we go for the coding system, it will represent two things. First one is design feature, and second one manufacturing feature. Codes geometrical designs and manufacturing information about a component. So part or component we are doing it for. Then codes are alphanumeric strings. So there would be numbers from 0 to 9 and then alphabets. Then easier to use of other analysis. Once we have this one, we can go for other type of analysis. So what we get, the process of categorization of the set of parts into part families. We get part families after coding. So group technology code is a string of characters capturing information about an item. There are three main types of coding structure. These are the main three in coding. First one is monocode, a hierarchical structure code. Second one is polycode, a chain type, and then mixed structure. If you remember clearly, we went from, we had classification of part family. So we have three: vision, then we have production flow analysis, and then we have coding. So in vision, what we do, we directly look at the physical part or photograph, and then we will classify based on their appearance. Then production flow analysis, we will discuss it later, and this is here coding. And again in coding we have this one, monocode are hierarchical three types. So this code has three types. So you can understand. This one three category, and this one again coding, it has three category. So three category, these are the three category here: monocode, polycode, and mixed mode structure. So monocode how is classified mainly in three category on the basis of hydraulic, mechanical, and electrical power use. If hydraulic power is used, we will go this way, mechanical power is this way, and then electrical power is go this way. So based on the hierarchy, say for example, we have already these two code, and then we have to go for next part. So if we it is going for mechanical power, so mechanical power code 2 can has been used. See here, third digit, and then hydraulic power third digit is 1 and electrical power third digit is 3. Again you can see for fourth digit this one, this one, this one. So this kind of coding can be done, and you first two digit can be previous codes. We can classify as per our requirement. It there is no fixed system in this monocode. Here we need to follow only hierarchy. That part has to go like hydraulic, mechanical, or electrical. So first two digit can be determined by the organization based on their requirement. Suppose 3 can be coded for the vendor supplier, or 2 can be for the material type. So this kind of coding can be done. 3 can be also, for example, geometry features. It may vary as per the requirements. 3 2 that is not fixed, but once we fixed it, we have to follow for all the part. So these two are not fixed, and again we can increase it. It is not fixed that only we have to follow only 4 digit. You can increase numbers of digit 0 to 9, and because we prepare the code, so we need to have a record for further use. It is not like we are today we are making code and then forget it, and next day we will make new code. No, because once we adopt a system, we have to follow throughout our production system unless we don't go for the change. So you can see for third digit, when mechanical power is used, for example, no thread, unified thread, and this thread codings are different. And here power transmission and receiving power transmission, this coding may be different, but due to this third digit, the parts are different. So monocode is a hierarchical code which provides a large amounts of information in the relatively small number of digits, useful for storage and retrieval design related information such as part geometry, material, and size. These are the area where it is very useful. It is difficult to capture information on manufacturing sequence. Obviously, we did not found any manufacturing sequence of hierarchy, and so applicability of this code in manufacturing is rather limited. It is not useful. So here polycode, as we have seen, that code can have 1 2 3 4. So 1 can be your material, then material shape, code 2 can be material shape. Let me zoom a bit. Then code 3 material chemistry, then code 4 production quality, 3 4 surface finish, 5 6 tolerance, and 7 machine element orientation. So these are the codes for the position. So as you understand that code may differ from a firm to another firm. And again we have the alphabet. Code alphabet defines the positional value. So alphabet can be also used like ABCD. So in here you can see, in the case of polycode, digits 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, class of features, external shape, internal shape, number of holes, types of hole, gear teeth, possible value of digits, Sri Lanka without deviation, none, 0, axial, warm, Sri Lanka with. So obviously you need to go select which one, and then select first you digit, select your part based on feature, external shape 1. So you will select next Sri Lanka without deviation, and then you will consider box like anyone. So this list go on based on first digit, second digit, internal feature. So again you will look for, so for, let's say for first code you have taken this, and for second digit you will check this here in this list. It is not like you will write one here. What you have to write based on this code, either 1, 2, 3, 4, you have to fill this one. It is simply telling about the digit you will use, first, second, third, fourth, fifth. Say this one is first digit, second, third, fourth, and fifth. So first digit you will use based on external shape, and what digit will come at this place, at first place, or it will come either among these one, Sri Lanka without deviation, Sri Lanka with deviation, box like. So you have to fill it. Sri Lanka without deviation, you can fill it digit 2. Digit 2. Again for internal shape, center hole, so you can select for center hole digit. Again this one is possible values of digit, it is 2. Or if it is, say for example, it is for third digit, you will look numbers of hole. If there is no hole, so you will write 0. In that way you will fulfill it. When types of hole, axial or cross sectional or axial cross, so cross sectional or axial hole is there. So for axial code 1, and then gear teeth, worm, internal sphere, external sphere, so you can write for it is code 3. So in this way you have to write polycode. Second one is hybrid. So it is a mixture of polycode and monocode, and it becomes, for example, hybrid structure. Okay. So as you see, this one is the case of polycode, and monocode or hierarchy, this is the case. So these two are monocode. This one is monocode where we can use alphabets also, and this one is polycode. So when we combine it, we will get hybrid structure, monocode, polycode, polycode, and we have to combine it. So this one mixed code that is developed by Optis, and it was developed at Technical University of Aachen, that is located in Germany. It is widely used in industry, and it provides a basic framework for understanding the classification coding process. It can be applied to machine parts, non-machine parts, both formed and cost, and purchased parts. Consider both design and manufacturing information. It automatically both design, design and manufacturing of information captured while coding this using this mixed form. So it will have this three form of this classification system. It will have form code, first primary, second is supplementary code, and next is secondary code. So alphanumeric you can see. So these are not 1 2 3 4, these are the digits we have to use. Digits means there are 5 places for digit 1 2 3 4 5, and 4 digit we will use here and here, secondary code. So it is not like we have to use only 1 2 3 4 5 in this sequence. These are the digit, 5 digit we have to use it. So digit position can represent first part shape classification, external shape, rotational machining, plane machine surface, auxiliary holes, dimensions, work material, origin shape of raw material, accuracy requirements, and this one is form code, first 5, then supplementary, and then secondary. So form code and this look like this way of this system when it developed. So as you can see here, I hope it is visual, that digit 1, first digit, as you have seen that 5 digit we have to use 1 2 3 4 and 5. So if we have to check for the enclosing envelope L by D ratio, if L by D ratio is 0. less than 0.5, so you will code use as a first digit as a code 0. If it is 0.5 to 3 in between L by D, when we divide length by diameter or width, it can be height also. So length is longest dimension and other dimension is diameter, height or width. So when you divide L by D, you will get, if it is in this range 0.5 to 3, so you will code, instead of using 0, you will use 1. Same way, L by D greater than 3, you will use, instead of code 1, you will use code 2. And if this one is rotational feature and this one is for non-rotational feature, so first digit may include from here 1 to 9 or 0 to 9, any digit. Again same way for this, same way for this, same way for this. So based on this we come to the main shape, and then in that shape we'll talk about the external shape element, and then main shape, this one. And then after going we will talk look for the, so whatever we will get, we will place it on here second digit. Then digit 3, it is for rotational machining, internal shape, rotational machining, main bore and rotational machining. Again digit 4, plane surface machining, if it is required or not, machining of plane surfaces, machining of plane surfaces, machining of plane surfaces, and then additional holes, teeth, and forming other holes and teeth in all these three. And then supplementary code is based on dimension, material, origin of raw material, accuracy. So again the same thing is given here, but more earlier it was in a block diagram, and now you have seen more code clearly here. So check this digit 1, this one, digit 1. So again L by D we need to check, L by D first, then after that in the rotational parts, then for second digit we need to check external shape, external shape element. Here smooth or no shape element, thread, functional groove. Again we have to check this one, stepped on one end or stepped on two end. What does it mean? We need to check it, this one, if it is like this, so like this. So here we see a step. So in that way, again this one is a kind of rotational feature, so that we will consider in this code 0 to 5, any code based on the L by D ratio. Again we will check step on one end, so no shape element there. On this step there is no shape, or if thread is there, so code becomes 2. And functional groove, if there is any groove here, so we will use code 3, functional groove. Similarly, we will check for the internal shape. No hole, no breakthrough, 0, code 0 for internal shape. If hole is there and there is no shape, smooth or stepped at to one end, then code 1. If it is stepped in, this talks about the internal features. No hole case, only 0. If hole is there and no shape and smooth or stepped, so code 1 can be used. Again internal threads are there, then code 2. Functional groups is there, then code 3. Similarly, you can step to both ends, so you can use code 4, 5, 6. Then plane surface machining. So if there is no machining or no plane surface or no machining required, so you will use directly code 0. Surface plane or curved in one direction or external, so code 1. External plane, external groove and or slot, so based on this you will use one code. And fifth digit you will use among these: no auxiliary hole, auxiliary not on pitch, axial on pitch. These are the code for no gear teeth, and gear teeth here we have bottom side up to 5. So 5 digit we will choose 1 in this list, in this list, in this list. Digit 4 for digit 5, one code, and digit 4 and digit for 5, one code in the from the table. So consider this part. We need to code this part. I have prepared the optic form code classification. So first we need to check, as we have 5 digit 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Okay, so first is we check it for here external feature. So we need to calculate what is L by D ratio. We need to calculate L by D ratio. Let's check what is L by D ratio. Length is this one, 150, 1.5 inch, and this one is height or diameter, you can see 1. So ratio 1.5 by 1, it becomes 1 or 1.5. 1.5. So this one is in the range of here, in this range. So which code you will use? 1. Second, let's look for the external shape and external shape element. So first code you have got as a 1. 1. Next, external shape. See what you see. You see in external shape, this one having a step here and step this side also. Okay, and then what you see on one side, thread is there, external thread. So you need to look this in this chart. So external shape, you look for both end step. So here what you see, step to one end. So smooth, no, we will not consider it. Then step to one end, no, this we will not also consider it, we will not consider it. Step to both end, yes. And then, is there any thread both end? Yes. What we have? No shape. Obviously there was thread, so thread we will use code 5. So here we will use code 5. Then we will look for the internal features. What we will see in internal feature, you see a through hole, one through hole, no special feature. So internal features, internal shape element, no hole. Obviously there was a hole, so we will not use this one because there was a hole. Again, in this smooth hole was there, and no shape element, there was no shape, so we will use code 1. If there is internal thread, then we can go for code number 2, but there is no internal thread, so we will use code 1. Here we will use code 1. Next, 4 and 5. Let's see what are the 4th and 5. Plane surface machining. Do you see? Any requirement for plane surface machining here? No. So planes, no surface machining required. This one, and code is 0. Okay. Next, move to 5. Auxiliary holes and gear teeth. No auxiliary holes, axial non. So for this we have this one, no gear teeth is there, so code 0 will be used. So 0 0 we have to put these two 0 0 and 0. So 0 and 0. Let's see how they have classified it after completion. They have first length to diameter ratio L by D, digit 1. Okay, the same digit. External shape, both end stepped with screw to one end, digit 2, same digit. Internal shape, part consists a through hole, digit 3 is as a 1, same. And then plane surface machining, none, digit 4. And then auxiliary holes or gear teeth, none, digit 5. So that is the Optis code for this part, and we are about to finish it. Again, we have for this, you can simply check it. First, let me zoom it. Do some homework for this. Take a screenshot for this part, and I will share the code or table, and then prepare a code for this one. What we have to check? We have to check first L by D ratio. Second, first you have to check L by D ratio. Second, you have to check external features. So you see external feature, this one. So this one is one step, and external feature, it contains a groove here. internal feature, a through hole, no special machining, and for code 4 and 5 you no special machining and no external thread or gear. So 4 and 5 would be 0. First three code you need to identify. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, 0. I am telling. Okay. So do some exercise on this. So as we have seen that there were three types. For first one was vision by visual, just seeing at photographs, and then second one is production flow analysis, and third one is coding, part coding. So here we are talking about second, production flow analysis, in a few minutes. What we do in production flow is very easy to understand. We will prepare a table that these are the machine number. Here we will list all the machines that are employed in organization, and then here we will list all the parts that we are intended to code. Okay, so we will mark in this table if the part number 1 is going on machine B and it is not going on machine A, so we will not fill it. If it is going on machine B, we will mark it as a 1, fill it as a 1, and again it goes on machine D, so we will mark it as a fill it 1 and F. So for part number 1, the production flow process is machine B, machine D, and then machine F. Same for part number 8, you can see only C and D machines are used. So after filling this table for all the parts and on which machine they are going, so production flow, a part is produced in the sequence of operation, and that operations are performed by the machines, and we are listing the machine against part, and we are filling this table. So after filling this, we will group the part. So grouping we have this one. These are the machines where these parts go on this machine, and then these are the machines. These are here. It is marked. Let me make it a bit. In grouping, we have this machine. So these are the parts from here to here up to 19, and again in next group we have this machine, and for 5. So you can see the here, just see this 1 against machine G. So it is utilized in these two groups. So here we are making it a group, here another group 3. So obviously this can be a part family 1, part family 2, and part family 3. We can make it on the basis of their production processes. So these are the selection of classification and coding system. These are self-understandable. You can read it. And benefits, as we have already seen in the starting of the discussion of group technology, what are the various benefits in design, manufacturing, and for at organization level. So these are the benefits already covered in yesterday talk. So here we complete here the group technology. So I hope you have liked it, and if you have any doubt you can ask me, and today this PDF will be shared to you. Okay.